Welcome to another deep dive. We're going straight to the source today.
Straight to the source.
The Gospel of Mark.
It's great.
Chapters 14 through 16 to explore a story that really shook the world.
Yeah.
The betrayal, the crucifixion, and the resurrection of Jesus.
Big stuff.
We've got a powerful story ahead, tons of symbolism, high drama.
Definitely.
And are you ready to uncover the message of hope at its heart?
Absolutely. This narrative continues to resonate even today across cultures, across centuries.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
It really is.
So let's start with the Last Supper.
Okay.
Mark sets the scene with Jesus and his disciples gathering for Passover, a meal that is already loaded with significance just on its own.
Yeah, tons of history.
But knowing betrayal is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Even knowing who will betray him.
That's intense.
Jesus takes the bread and wine and gives them a whole new meaning.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what's so fascinating here, is how this act transforms a traditional Passover meal into what we now call the Lord's Supper.
Right. The Lord's Supper. Communion. It goes beyond a simple meal. It's way more than a meal.
It becomes a symbol of this new covenant.
Okay, stop right there.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
What it mean?
A new covenant.
Oh, and the covenant.
For someone just trying to grasp this story.
Yeah, well, the old covenant established through Moses was based on a set of laws.
Okay.
But this new covenant, represented by the bread and wine, it's based on grace and forgiveness.
Forgiveness, that's a big one.
Yeah, and it's offered through Jesus' sacrifice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So imagine sitting at that table.
Oh, wow.
Knowing one of your closest friends is about to betray you.
That's heavy.
How would you even react?
Oh, man, I don't even know.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I think it's a real testament to Jesus' character.
I think so, too.
That he focuses on love and connection in that moment. He's establishing this enduring symbol of hope for his followers.
Yeah.
Even while he's facing his own impending suffering and death.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So that takes us to the Garden of Gethsemane.
Okay.
Where Jesus is praying, clearly in agony.
So much agony.
Mark even describes his sweat as like drops of blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you feel like you're right there with him.
It's so visceral.
Right. And this is where we really see the full humanity of Jesus.
Yeah. His human side.
He is God.
Yes.
But also fully human.
Yeah.
He understands what he's about to endure.
Oh, yeah.
And pleads with God for another way.
For another way out.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he chooses to accept God's will.
Yeah, he does.
So what do you think was going through Jesus' mind in those moments?
Oh, man.
It must have been such an intense internal struggle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a question theologians have pondered for centuries.
Yeah.
Some see it as a moment of doubt. Others as like a profound expression of the separation Jesus felt from God as he took on the weight of the world's sin.
The weight of the world's sin.
Yeah. It's complex, but what's undeniable is that raw human emotion that really shines through.
You really feel it.
You do.
And then, bam.
Damn what?
Judas arrives with soldiers.
Oh, no.
And the betrayal comes in the form of a kiss.
A kiss.
Such a powerful image.
Oh, it's awful.
A symbol of love.
Yeah.
Twisted into an act of ultimate betrayal.
The ultimate betrayal.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's a stark contrast that I think really highlights the struggle between good and evil.
Good and evil.
Light and darkness.
Light and darkness.
Loyalty and deceit.
Yeah.
It all comes into sharp focus in this scene.
Yeah, it really does.
For sure. From there,
what happens?
it's kind of a whirlwind.
A whirlwind.
Mark doesn't dwell on the details of the trial.
He doesn't.
But he emphasizes the mockery and condemnation Jesus faced.
Yeah. And it's important to note that this trial was a complete sham.
A sham.
It was the religious leaders were determined to condemn Jesus no matter what.
No matter what. Yeah, it was purely political, fueled by jealousy and fear of losing their power.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we have this iconic scene.
What scene?
Jesus carrying his cross to Golgotha.
To Golgotha.
The place of the skull. It's heavy with symbolism.
Oh, yeah. Tons of symbolism there.
I mean, literally heavy.
Literally heavy.
Right.
Jesus is bearing the weight of the world's sin.
Wow.
It's a powerful visual representation of his sacrifice.
Yeah.
Taking on the burden of humanity's transgressions.
It's hard to even fathom.
I know. And think about this.
Okay.
How would you react if asked to carry such a burden?
Gosh.
Knowing the pain and humiliation that awaited you.
I can't even imagine.
It's tough to think about.
And it leads us to the crucifixion itself.
To the crucifixion.
Where even in agony, Jesus cries out.
He cries out.
My God, God, why have you forsaken me?
That's rough.
So what's your take on the meaning behind those words?
Well, that's a cry that has resonated through history.
Definitely.
Some people interpret it as a moment of doubt,
Okay.
while others see it as an expression of the separation Jesus felt from God as he took on that weight of sin.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a complex theological question with no easy answers.
No easy answers.
Not at all.
And it's a moment that really makes you pause and reflect.
It really does.
But then what?
Just before he dies,
Yeah.
Jesus says, "It is finished."
It is finished.
Such simple words,
Simple but profound.
yet so profound.
Right? Those words signal the completion of his mission.
Yeah.
The sacrifice has been made.
Wow.
And at that very moment, the curtain in the temple separating the Holy of Holies from the rest of the sanctuary tears from top to bottom.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on for what?
What's the significance of that curtain tearing?
Oh, the curtain tearing.
It feels symbolic, but I'm not sure I fully grasp it.
We'll imagine that the barrier between humanity and God gone.
Wow.
The Holy of Holies, once accessible only to the high priest,
Right.
is now open to everyone.
Through Jesus' sacrifice, the way is open for a direct personal relationship with God.
That's incredible.
It is.
So then even in death,
Even in death,
Jesus' divinity is recognized.
it is recognized.
A Roman centurion witnessing the crucifixion declares,
He declares what?
truly this man was the Son of God.
Wow. That's a powerful statement. From a Roman soldier, a representative of the occupying power.
Yeah.
Even he can't deny the power and majesty he's witnessed in Jesus.
It really underscores the impact
It does.
that Jesus had, even on those who may have been skeptical.
Yeah.
But this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
We're about to delve into the most remarkable event of all,
What's that?
the resurrection.
The resurrection, that's right.
Get ready, because this is where the story takes a truly unexpected turn.
I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
So stay tuned.
We left off with that dramatic crucifixion, but now we're moving into what is arguably the most pivotal moment in the Christian faith.
The resurrection.
The resurrection.
Okay, so picture this.
All right, I'm picturing.
It's early Sunday morning, still dark, and a group of women followers of Jesus are on their way to the tomb.
Yeah.
They're carrying spices to anoint his body,
Right.
a common Jewish burial practice, but they're going to the tomb expecting to find a dead body.
Of course.
Right? They're grieving, heartbroken, carrying the weight of loss and despair.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine being in their position?
Oh,
Going to say a final goodbye to someone you loved and followed?
that would be so hard.
I know.
So difficult.
Then they arrive at the tomb, and it's empty.
What?
Talk about a twist.
Wow.
What must that have been like?
I can only imagine.
It's a scene of total bewilderment.
Total bewilderment.
They're confronted with the impossible.
Yeah.
The stone sealing the tomb has been rolled away,
Okay.
and the body is gone.
Oh my God.
So I can only imagine the emotions they must have been going through.
All over the place.
Fear, disbelief, but maybe also a flicker of hope. And then, as Mark tells us,
Yeah.
they encounter a young man dressed in white
Okay.
who delivers some earth-shattering news.
What's that?
He says, "He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him."
Wow. Talk about a message that changes everything.
This isn't just some feel-good story.
No.
This resurrection is presented as a historical event
Right.
that completely rewrites the narrative,
Rewrites the narrative how...
challenging everything they thought they knew about life and death.
Yeah, and it's the very foundation of the Christian faith.
Really?
It's the victory of life over death, the promise of eternal life, and the ultimate confirmation of Jesus' divinity.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end with an empty tomb.
It doesn't.
Jesus appears,
It appears where?
not just as some ghost,
Okay.
but in physical form.
Physical form.
First to Mary Magdalene, then to his disciples.
Of his disciples.
And according to the Apostle Paul,
Yeah.
even to over 500 people at once.
Wow, so these aren't just fleeting visions.
No, these are tangible encounters.
This is really there.
He eats with his disciples,
Wow.
shows them the wounds from the crucifixion,
Yeah.
engages in conversations.
And importantly,
Makes that.
he commissions them to spread the news of his resurrection
To spread the news.
to the whole world.
So this isn't just a private pep talk for a few grieving followers.
This is big.
This is a public declaration, a call to action that launches a movement
And what a movement.
that will impact billions of lives
The billions.
across centuries and continents.
It's the birth of the Christian church. The launching pad for a movement built on hope, redemption, and the possibility of a new life transformed by the power of the resurrection.
It's really a message that still resonates today.
It does.
Even though the historical context might feel distant,
Yeah.
I think we all share that human need for hope.
We do.
For meaning, for something beyond the limitations of this earthly existence.
Absolutely. Resurrection speaks to the very core of what it means to be human.
It does.
We long for something more, something that transcends the pain and suffering of this world.
Yeah, we really do.
And the resurrection offers that hope.
That hope.
Grounded in a historical event.
So what does that mean for us today?
What does it mean for us?
For those of us wrestling with our own doubts, our own struggles, searching for meaning in a world that can feel chaotic and uncertain?
It means that death doesn't have the last word.
Doesn't have a last word.
It means that even in the darkest of times, there's a light that shines brighter than any darkness we might face.
Wow.
It means that hope isn't just a fleeting emotion,
right?
But a grounded reality rooted in the fact of the resurrection.
It's not just a story about something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
It's an invitation to live differently in the present.
In the present, how?
Knowing we're not alone, that we're part of something larger than ourselves, something eternal.
Exactly, and that changes everything.
Changes everything how?
It gives us courage to face our fears, strength to overcome adversity and compassion, to reach out to those who are hurting.
Because we're no longer just living for ourselves.
No.
For this temporary existence.
Right, there's a bigger purpose at play.
So it's not just about believing in something that happened long ago.
Yep.
It's about allowing that belief to transform us.
To transform us.
To shape our values, our actions. To inspire us to live in a way that reflects the love and hope at the heart of this story.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
But it's also a challenge.
To challenge to do what?
To live this out every day.
Yeah.
To let it impact our decisions, our relationships.
It's a journey.
Absolutely a lifelong process of growth and transformation.
But it's a journey worth taking.
It is.
Because
why?
It leads us to a deeper understanding of who we are, why we're here, and what it means to live with purpose and meaning.
So how do we take this ancient story and make it relevant to our modern lives?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
How do we bridge the gap between the historical event and its implications for our lives today?
Yeah, because it's easy to get caught up in the historical details and miss the forest for the trees.
Right, so let's get practical.
Okay.
How does believing in the resurrection actually change things? What difference does it make? So we're back and ready to tackle that big question.
A big question.
How does the resurrection, this event from over 2,000 years ago, actually change things for us today?
Well, it's a question worth wrestling with. It's easy to get caught up in the historical drama.
Yeah.
And miss the personal implications.
Yeah.
But the resurrection isn't just a story. It's meant to be a life-altering truth.
Right. It's more than just a nice idea.
Right.
So let's get practical.
Let's.
How does believing in the resurrection actually change the way we live, the way we see the world?
Well, think about it. If death isn't the end, if there's something beyond this earthly life that completely reframes how we approach everything.
It's like suddenly seeing the world in 3D.
Yeah.
Right.
There's this whole new dimension. And things that seem so crucial, power, possession, status.
All that stuff.
They start to matter less.
Yeah.
The resurrection offers a new lens for viewing our lives.
I like that. A new lens.
It helps us look beyond the temporary.
The temporary.
The fleeting. To focus on what truly has weight. Love, compassion, forgiveness. The values of God's kingdom.
And it also changes how we deal with suffering.
How so?
Because let's be real, life throws punches. We all go through pain, loss, disappointment.
Yeah, we all do.
But the resurrection tells us that even in those dark moments, there's a light stronger than any darkness.
It's not about pretending suffering doesn't exist or that everything will magically be okay. It's about recognizing that even in pain, there's a hope that transcends our circumstances. A hope rooted in the unshakable belief that love conquers death.
So how does this actually play out in someone's day-to-day life? What does it look like to live with this resurrection mindset?
Well, it gives us the courage to face our fears.
Yeah.
Think about it. If death itself has been overcome,
wow,
what else can truly hold us back? It empowers us to act with love and forgiveness, even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard.
It fuels our compassion to help others who are hurting.
Because we're no longer just living for ourselves, for this temporary existence, right?
Exactly. There's a bigger purpose at play.
It's not just about believing in something that happened long ago. It's about allowing that belief to transform us, to shape our values, our actions, to inspire us to live in a way that reflects the love and hope at the heart of this story.
It's a powerful message,
It is.
but it's also a challenge to
Yeah.
live this out every day, to let it impact our decisions, our relationships.
Hmm.
It's a journey.
It is a journey.
It is.
And it's a lifelong process of growth and transformation.
It is, but it's a journey worth taking because it leads us to a deeper understanding of who we are, why we're here, and what it means to live with purpose and meaning.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the heart of the gospel,
Yeah.
we leave you with this.
Okay.
How does the resurrection speak to you personally? What difference does it make in your life, your relationships, your understanding of the world? What does it mean for you to know that even in the face of death, there's hope, redemption, and new life?
We encourage you to ponder these questions, wrestle with them, allow them to shape your own journey, because the story of the resurrection isn't just a story.
It's an invitation.
It's an invitation to experience the transformative power of hope and love in your own life. Thanks for joining us.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.